Welcome to Gray Overload. I want to talk a bit about AMD's advancing AI talk. Not so much about the AI stuff. I want to talk about the hardware stuff, the stuff that's interesting, that I'll finally hopefully come down to desktop because that's all we really care about, right? We want it to come down to desktop processors, see what we can do for gaming there. And we're going to talk about Zen 6, right? So they came out with the Zen 6 server CPUs. That's 9006, and they have it the SP7s, SP8s, right? The kind of the 9006X SP7 and 9006 LP. So the 9006 SP8, right? That's 8 to 128 cores. So that's kind of your, broadest range of the data center stuff. Then you have the Zen 6C, which is 250 up to 256 cores, 512 threads on the S7P, and you can get one that is 96 cores at 5 gigahertz. So last, what was it, 8006 was only 64 cores at 5 gigahertz. So you can kind of see where this is kind of going. Of can we get this jump in performance in the desktop side as well? It's going to be a lot of how they tune it, how they really make that processor. But I'm kind of excited to see where they get it to. Now, the price may unexcite me very quickly, right? The price has to be right. And I'm hoping that Intel also gets out Nova Lake to get that competitiveness there. But when we jump to the EPYC 9006 LP server CPU, that's a 5 gigahertz on 72 cores. And it's supposed to be a little bit more of a it's for CPU to GPU conductivity, so it's LPDDR5X of the memory on there to be a little bit more efficient as well. And then you have the 9006X server CPU, and that's 96 cores at just over 5 gigahertz, so 5.15 gigahertz there, and that's using was it MR DIMMs on there as well. 16 channels, 12,800 megatransfers per second. So it also has a large L3 cache of 1,152 megs. So there's games that I've played that were smaller than that back in the day. So really kind of interesting CPU. Looks like you're going to have quite a bit of a performance jump. They really kind of pushed it. Looks like Zen 6 is a nice upgrade. We'll have to see where that kind of sits in the desktop realm, because they could tweak things, right? These are up to 600 watt chips, which I thought there were less in the last generation. I can't remember. Pretty impressive overall, right? It seems like they've got the 5th gen Infinity fabric on there, some CLX 3.1 Gen 6, 128 lanes of PCI Gen 6. So you get a lot of that stuff on there as well. Security processors, which if you're interested, we went over some of the memory, but overall, right, they have the updated in there, because these are now the CCDs have more cores, right? So they were so you get more, 16 core CCXs, 32 core CCDs. So that's how you're getting up to 256 on that configuration. And how this translates to the desktop is what I'm kind of hoping for and gleaning from in this. I think we're going to see a nice significant jump on a processor over the last gen. And let's say they do still have the 8-core CCDs and stuff, and bring them to desktop. That's fine. I think that if they get that, that might be a great replacement for 6-core. If AMD does this right, they're going to have like a 12. They really should have the 12-core be that new 10800, and then make the 75 or 76 the 8-core. I do 76 the 8-core, then the 75 maybe a lower 8-core, right, lower clocked, and then the 77 be that 10-core. And if you do that, you're going to have a little bit more processor jump in there, but you can kind of bring that in as a new standard, make that your flagship, maybe still at the 10800 at 12 cores, maybe at 4. I like it at 450. I'd like it less, but if we're just going keep it there, 450, make the X3D when that comes out, replace that kind of cost as it goes down, and make that your gaming optimized one. And then anybody that can or can't get that 10800 because it's too expensive, get that 8 core with X3D and make that a nice chip to be able to buy as well, and put that at the like 190 220 if the prices all work out. I'm hoping that we don't go through an exponential price hike on all hardware either, the CPU and GPUs as well. So just the memory side stuff and not just that. So that's how I'm kind of thinking about this. But, in all that, AMD also announced that Zen 7 2028 and then Zen 8 family will be in 2030. So they have a roadmap, got Florence Zen 7, Ravina Zen 8, and having that roadmap out there, I think gives a lot of confidence if you're buying in to this ecosystem of AMD, that especially on the server side, that you're going to have something to have later down the road, and something that AMD is committed to making sure that they're going to deliver for you for your problems that you're trying to solve. So let's just jump over to the other side stuff that you may not care about as much, which is the MI, the compute side of things. And I'm going to go with the roadmap first because we were just talking about the roadmap for Zen. And so the CPU side, last year MI 350, this year MI 400, series MI 500 next year, and then 2028 MI 600. So if you want yearly upgrades, you're going to go to the compute side of things, the AI side of things. It's not for everybody else, I guess. It is only for those of those in the AI market, those in the compute side. But it's it's still it's pretty interesting, right? It's not very interesting, pretty interesting, because I have not used any of this. They have some, other stuff that they got out there and everything with this. Um, they have a card to upgrade your current servers and stuff with the MI series. What is it? MI 3 something? 350 something. I missed exactly. I listened to the whole thing a little bit. But they have, this MI 450 455X GPU, which is pretty crazy, right? It's 2 nanometer process, CDNA 5 data center compute GPU, I'd say, for large training models. You got it's just massive, right? 192 megs of L2 cache. How many gigs of memory was it? 12 stacks of HBM4, so 432 gigs. 8 accelerators on it, so 256 total workgroup processors. And remember, they went to workgroup processors for a lot of stuff. 2 I/O dies, the Infinity Fabric, and it also has some cache dies on there as well. So they are really pushing it, trying to get every ounce of space used and performance right. They got to sell these. They got to get um, people buying them, and so uh, MI 455 is there. Now they also talked about an MI 430X, and this is for scientific compute and just smaller AI HPC workloads, and it's only 288 teraflops of FP64 performance. And so they mentioned this. They didn't go into a lot of detail. We'll have to see how these perform. They also talked about ROCm. I don't know if you guys care about that, but they have some of the ROCm kernel stuff, or ROCm AI kernel. ROCm AI, of course they had to call it AI. It's interesting. I hope that it does deliver what they say it's going to deliver. And they said that you can do a lot of stuff with these AI kernels, and it develops them for you. I'm sometimes skeptical. I mean, I use AI every day for work, and at work, helping me out. I write software, right? So, and I see mistakes it makes. So, uh, maybe they have better access, better models. Maybe they're working with ROCm more, and they can do stuff that other AIs can't yet, and that's fine. I just, well, I use AI. It's just I like to build hardware too, and right now it's hard to justify building hardware when you have the prices where they're at. But I'm excited to see where Zen 6 may go to. And if it can deliver, if it can be that jump, and Intel does not deliver as where they need to be for the Nova Lake stuff, it can get really interesting for AMD of how much of a market they are dominating on the desktop side. We already see where they're at, and even with the Plus were a good option, right? But then they raised the price a little bit, and there's no really upgrade path. And I think a lot of people just kind of forgot them. I was looking at the Amazon top sellers list. I'm like, well, ugh, Intel's not doing so hot here, you know. And I saw some better deals with the Micro Center on Intel stuff, so they're trying to get better deals there. So kind of goes to show that there might be not as much selling there as what I expected, and makes some sort of sense, right? You want to upgrade path, and I think upgrade paths make a lot more sense now when you have a very expensive market where you have to buy the memory and everything else, and it's going to maybe take you some time, maybe buy parts here and there, and you just don't want to buy a whole new PC, right? You just maybe want to upgrade a part. And when you can do that, either, let's say, okay, I need more memory now, want a faster CPU, everything else can stay the same, just the CPU needs to upgrade. That's a better option for people. And if you have a platform that's knowing that you're going to stick and you're going to help out, I think it's a lot better. If AMD is going to have Zen 7 on the AM5 platform too, let's say it takes a while for the market to sort itself out and get back to some semblance of affordability, AMD will have a leg up on Intel there. So that's something that, while you want to sell a lot of stuff and you want to help your motherboard partners out and everything else, the motherboard partners are going to be helped out by more and more people being able to buy, an upgrade path, because they're going to be like, oh, let me get this AM5. I want to build a PC now. Let me get, like, I'm seeing more people wanting to build their PC even now. I'm being asked about it. The thing is that they want to build it so that they can upgrade a part here and there. They don't want to upgrade the whole thing, even with pre-builds, right? They just want to be able to upgrade one or two things. So with that, that's all I have. Let me know what your thoughts are on the AMD Advancing AI announcement. I thought it was pretty cool overall to see what they're kind of the direction. They're fairly confident of where they think they're going to go. And if they keep that confidence up, it could get kind of scary for everybody else in the market if they're not ready to compete at the same time. I think NVIDIA is kind of there, right, to compete there in the market swing, but I guess I'm really kind of worried about Intel here. So let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, Grow Every Little, helping this channel grow. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, what hype and everything else, whatever you do these days on the video. It does help out the channel. Till next time, God bless.